Hey, you guys, I'm Tony Covington, owner and CEO of Covington Management, and I am bringing back Brains, Beauty, and Bank, which highlights goal-driven oriented entrepreneurs such as Miss Yuliany, who is the CEO and owner of Shop ESC Beauty. Everyone, welcome Yuliany.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for being here. So first off, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Say it again.
2023. It's crazy.
I know, right? We're already about to be in February. So I had the great pleasure of interviewing you in 2020, right?
Yes.
2021, going on 2021. Yeah, 2021. So, and you were my first guest.
Yeah.
And it's only proper to bring you back and see what updates you have, how you've been, the growth and I see your growth, but I want to have you introduce yourself and let's get into what's new with Shop ESC.
Okay, perfect. So like you said, my name is Yuliany. I'm the owner of ESC Beauty, which is Elegant Simplicity Cosmetics. So we're vegan and cruelty-free brands. So I make cosmetics and I make my own makeup. So everything is vegan and cruelty free. And I really like to target women that appreciate more of the simpler colors. So not nothing crazy, but something you can wear to work, something you can wear every day, life. And that's going to stay put, especially if you're somebody that's busy and you're on the go. Like liquid lipsticks, those things do not come off. You don't have to work. So I love it, and I love makeup. I think it's a way that you can make yourself feel better and how you can show up, and it's a beautiful thing, and I love it.
So I have a few of her lip varnishes, and I love them. They're amazing, and they stay on. I don't have to constantly reapply. And they fit my color of lips. And I'm not a big makeup person, but and I will admit I really don't know how to put on makeup. But I feel like your color variations make it easy to be spontaneous.
Yes.
So
I try to make it for everybody. So yeah. I know how it is. So for example, one of my red lipsticks, Miss Chalet, it's actually named after one of my mentors. That red color looks beautiful on every skin tone. I have gotten so many compliments. Oh my God, this is the perfect red. And I love it. So
sometimes I have a little moment where I'm like, oh, that looks so pretty on her. I love how she does her lip liner. And then I'll try it. I'm like, it don't look like that on me.
Yeah, this is practice.
So let me ask you a few questions. I know you started in 2020. So what have you, now that we're in 2023, how have you evolved your business?
I have evolved a lot in the sense of branding. I feel like when I started, I didn't have a strong sense of brand as I do now. And I'm still building it. I'm still trying to twitch and change things so I can have a really strong sense of brands. Because when I started with one product. I was just making my own lip glosses. And that one product, was great because it was handmade, but I pivoted to, okay, what's my brand? What is ESC? What is it to be an ESC babe? What is it to be ESC Beauty? So that's kind of where I'm pivoting now for 2023, just to get that strong sense of brand where you can look at something and just know, okay, this is ESC. This is what I'm looking at. That's
right. You found your niche. So coming out of COVID, well, for some people coming out of COVID, what was the most crucial, point for you in business? So coming out, trying to pivot and picking back up,
probably the
coming out of COVID and going into COVID was it crucial to your business?
Just dealing with time management, because at the time, you froze.
I can hear you.
Okay. At that time, I was working 2 jobs actually, and I was doing this on the side. So I was working extra full time. So really just managing my time to where I could create content and then have a schedule and then actively be in the brand. So it would get a little bit difficult sometimes, but that was just the biggest thing, learning to manage my time and learning to batch create stuff so I could post throughout the week, and just learning how to, when I do post, to make it efficient so that I give the results that I need. And then also, of course, just the diversity. Like I really want to bring diversity to the industry. I feel like a lot of the brands that are coming out now, it just depends on the brand, but I really think that I can bring that diversity by just having different colors, and not only that, but just the different formulas, like things that are classic but that are still wearable and just timeless. Like these are things that you can wear 10 years from now, and it'll still be
that's how I look at your variations too. Like this stuff that you could still use like a few years, 3 years, 5 years, however long from now, because they're distinct in a way, and they're not too brash of colors. And even if you did, I'm sure you'll do like limited edition or what have you. But did you feel like the beauty space was like overly saturated?
Yes, extremely. But I loved it because everybody brings something different to the table, obviously. But it is a very like saturated industry. There's a lot. But with that heavy saturation, I feel like you can lose the authenticness of things in a way. So as long as you can be yourself and bring your own little, your personality to it, it's always going to work out.
So where do you see yourself in the company in the next 5 years? Because you're very, I'm not gonna say your age, but you're very like young and you're thriving. And part of me is like, damn, what was I thinking at that age? I should have been on it. So you inspire me, like for real. I'm like, she's on it.
Thank you. It's difficult because even at this age, I feel like, oh wow, I should be further. I should be more advanced than this. This is how I've always been like that. In 5 years, I want to keep collaborating with more brands, like how I collab with you a lot. And I want to just continue to expand my platforms. I really am getting more onto TikTok now. Like I'm late, but it's such a big platform, and I really just want to continue to expand. And I really see myself hopefully being in stores. I have been thinking about collabing like with CVS or with their beauty section. So, and also Amazon. So that's one of the things that I in the next year or two I'm hoping to accomplish. So we'll see how it goes.
Why not just take the leap? Why not just put yourself on Amazon?
You're right. I believe you have to make an account, right? I have to look into the logistics of everything, really, because I'm a very
I got you.
person, but yeah, you got me.
I help you.
Okay.
I help you. It's really easy. Like same thing I said about the Leaping Bunny. Like the Leaping Bunny is a little bit more stringent in regards to like what they require, but I'm sure you have majority of what that stuff is.
Yes.
So you ping me up and I'm like, hey, this is what X, Y, and Z. This is what you need. Okay. What is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength, like I mentioned earlier, is just being myself, and then also my marketing. I've been naturally passionate about marketing and about making graphics like since I was in freaking middle school. I remember I used to make like little edits of this one show that I was obsessed with, and I just learned to edit and make things like very early on. And I've always been good with like social media and hashtags and strategies, and that really is my greatest strength. And I love it, and that's why I love doing this, because I get to do that and I do it for myself, so it's even better.
Look, I'm telling you, when you first did our giveaway, I'm like, where'd she get those graphics from? And then I discovered Canva, and I'm like, I think she was using Canva. And I just started. So, I mean, yeah, you definitely, I look at your graphics and how detailed they are, and they're so crisp and clean. And it's just like the simplest detail that you give, it just makes the promo. So I definitely have been inspired by your graphic work. Like it's so marketable. Like it tells the story.
Yeah.
So and that's what I try to do when I try to market. Like I try to tell the story. Yeah, her stuff looks amazing, you guys. What is your biggest weakness?
Ooh. Biggest weakness, to be completely honest with me, would be consistency. Just because sometimes I get so caught up in life and just in other things that it can be difficult to keep up with the time demands of it sometimes, and that's honestly been my biggest weakness. But I'm getting a lot better now. I'm creating more of a schedule for myself. So I've started to break down my days, what I need to do, and I think that's gonna help me a lot.
Are you gonna start doing more pop-up shops and things of that nature?
So I actually relocated. I used to live in Orlando, and now I'm in West Palm Beach. So it's not it's not as active here when it comes to business things. So I have to look more towards like Miami area. But they have a lot of pop-up shops and stuff and events going on down there. So I'll definitely be partaking. I have to see when the next ones are, because right now it's been a bit bumpy just because of the season. But we're definitely going to go down there.
What do you like most about the business?
About my business, honestly, what I love the most is just bringing my, like I said, my own taste into it, and really just, I love that my products can cater to everybody. One thing that I've noticed is that, for example, my grandma, she loves my makeup. And my grandma is like 74 years old. And then I also have, friends that are my age that they also love it. So it's just that, again, there's nothing that compares to that.
There's no age barrier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything is clean, very minimal ingredients. So it's great for sensitive skin, especially if you're older, if you have like that sensitive skin, it's not going to affect you. And that's really it. Just, simple ingredients, simple things, and still bring that touch of beauty that everybody loves to have.
What's going to be your next drop?
I really want to do something with eyeshadow. So that's something that I'm working on for a little bit. Yes, I actually love eyeshadow. I don't wear it as much anymore, but I love it, and I'm very perfectionist when it comes to it. So the formula has to be perfect if I'm gonna put that out. So I've been working on that for the past few months, and hopefully I'm thinking sometime July is when it's gonna be released, like full custom palette.
I'm in line. Yeah. I love a good palette. I like natural colors like smoky browns and greens and stuff like that. I'm bad at colors. I just stick to what looks good on my skin, but I'm also afraid of colors. So I'm super I can't really wear a red because it'll flush my skin out. No. And then again, I'm just too scared to wear like really bright colors. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just a fear.
It's gonna be the perfect balance of those neutral colors with those pops of colors, and it's gonna be the perfect way to integrate those little pops of colors along with the neutral. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. So, are you going to try to get yourself more certified in some of your business ventures, like becoming woman owned, or going into the Leaping Bunny, or getting minority owned and things of that nature? Because those certifications, they go a long way.
Okay, yes, I definitely have been considering it, and I would definitely appreciate your assistance, just because.
Of course.
Yeah, just because, like I said, I get really busy sometimes, and sometimes it's good to have somebody that can tell you how things are, and like what you need and everything. So of course I would definitely appreciate it. But I have been thinking about it just so I can make myself stand out more, and so that I can continue to put myself out there continuously.
Right. When you mention, let's backtrack. When you mention time management, do I've seen certain beauty businesses where they will be they'll do live tutorials, or they'll collab with someone on a live and do tutorials. Do you feel like you don't have the time to do that consistently?
Sometimes yes, like I said, just because I still work, and I still have my 9 to 5, and I also have ESC Smile, which is it's my at-home business. It's a service-based business. And just other projects that I'm working on, so it can get a little bit hectic. But at the end of the day, ESC is she's my main girl. So that's really where I want to put all my focus. So it's hard managing it sometimes. But I'm getting a little, like I said, I'm getting a little better with it. I'm just scheduling my days more. So whatever days I have set apart for that is strictly for that.
You're a woman of many hats. ESC Smiles and your new venture, Ace of Cups.
Yes.
So I've been dying to pick your brain about Ace of Cups, and it's one of those moments where I'm like, I knew I had something in common with her, and, like, but it's like that aha moment. So how did Ace of Cups come about? And if you do, and let me say this for the record, because of the nature of that subject, you don't have to speak on what you don't want to speak on.
Okay, no worries. No, it's been a really rough year for me. Past few years, emotionally. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I get it. So just be genuinely you, because when I speak on my journey, I have no problem crying. It's happiness. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've evolved a lot.
Stop.
No, I got into tarot when I really needed it. And I've always had like a something that I knew that I had a gift with. And I've just always been able to sense things, and I've always been able to read people a certain way, and I have very like vivid dreams that come true, and just like a lot of things that happen around me. So I got into it in a time when I really needed it, and I completely like fell in love with it, with the meaning of the cards and just everything. And in that journey, I evolved a lot, like myself, like my intuition, my emotional growth, just everything. I healed a lot of parts of myself. I lost a ton of weight, like just a lot of things that I evolved about myself. And so the Ace of Cups is my favorite card because it means truly like that rebirth, that emotional like rebirth, or that new love. It can mean those things as well, but self-love, some things. So I was like, oh my God, I want to speak about this. And I've always been, one of my biggest strengths, aside from the marketing, which also ties into it, is writing and and everything to do with that. So I've always been a big talker. I love to talk. And I was like, I have to talk about this. I have to talk about all this stuff. So that's something that I really wanted to do, just kind of put my heart out on the table. I know there's a lot of people that go through a lot of things. And I'm at a young age, but I've seen a lot and I've been through a lot. So I feel like I can help not only like the younger generation, but even people that are older than me that still have, things to experience and go through, and just help getting through those things. So
were you afraid to embrace? Well, okay, this two-parter. Were you afraid to embrace it, and were you like, oh, should I really put this out to the masses? Because what if people don't understand? And I'm saying that from a sense of, I don't put that out to the masses. Like, I practice tarot. I'm very much into manifestation. I'm very much into tarot cards and readings. And like yourself, I went through an entire rebirth with finding out about my cancer, losing weight, in the middle of launching Octane and numerous surgeries, and still trying to keep my household in balance. And I had to I had a complete rebirth, and I would never I would never imagine going through what I went through. But I will say that I know God sat me down for those 8 months for a reason, to have a complete rebirth and come out as the Empress.
Yeah.
If you will. So
pretty much.
So did you, huh?
I said, yeah, pretty much. That's what happened.
Yeah. That's what happened. So do you feel, to the question, do you feel like it was hard for you to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really like embrace it? And was it hard for you to be like, you know what, I'm going to put this out to the masses?
Yes, it was a little bit difficult for me, especially because, to give you a little bit even more history, I'm Cuban, so I was born in Cuba. Like I'm straight up from Cuba, and over there, especially the town where I'm from, which is Regla, it's one of the like municipalities. They do a lot of brujeria, like just witchcraft stuff like that. So growing up, my mom always kept us like as far away from that as possible. So I was actually baptized Catholic, and she like. My grandpa, like, he was involved in that, but we never dabbled in that. And I just always was I was raised to be like, don't ever mess with that stuff. Like, don't
embrace it. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever go into that. But I've always had a curiosity about it. And then last year I was just like, you know what? I should just stop being scared of it. Cause at the end of the day, I feel what you allow is what you allow. So, do you know what I mean? So
yeah, and what you make of it is what you make of it. Like, number synchronicities and stuff like that. It's what you make it.
Exactly. That's all that matters. But I'm really glad that I embraced it. And it can be a little bit difficult, sometimes to talk about and stuff, because I still believe in God and everything, and just those differences, it can be a little bit hard to navigate. But at the end of the day, like you said, like it's just what you put into it, your intention, your heart. That's it.
Nice. So are you going to, as far as your podcast, which she has a podcast, you guys, and you're launching it. When are you launching it?
It's launched. I launched.
Nice.
Yeah, the first episode is out. We're launching the second episode next week. So the first episode was a little bit of an introduction as to what the podcast is going to be about. And then the next episode, we're going to talk about just love, but not only love, just forgiveness. So more of that. Yeah.
So are you like having guests on your show, or are you just going to hit on different topics each episode? Are you going to do actual readings on it? Are you going to take callers and do their readings for them? Like, how are you going to evolve it?
I have a lot of different topics that I want to touch on. As for having guests, I've definitely thought about it. I just want to find the right people to have on there. Just because, like I said, the topic, it's a little bit, so I have to have the right people on there. And the readings would be cool. I've actually been thinking about pulling like a card at the end of each episode, just to kind of, set the tone.
I like that.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to get into it. I'm excited.
I can see you making your own card decks.
It's
I can see you having your own Yuliany card, like decks, different, type of decks, with their own artwork, and I can see that. Like, I don't know where it came from, but I can see that.
It's crazy because that's actually one of the things that I wrote down that I wanted to manifest, like having my own tarot deck. And ta-da! So I've kind of been designing it, but I only got into like the 5th card. I'm still.
Because you guys, if you're into tarot decks, they're so hard to read sometimes, even to yourself. Like, you're looking at the photo and like, what does this mean? So, you know what the card is, but you're like trying to actually decipher the card and the reading of itself. Like,
yeah,
is it resonating?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's dope. Hold on. My thing went out.
Okay.
My bad. Where do you see ESC Beauty? Oh, what is ESC Smiles? What is that?
Okay, so ESC stands for Elegant Simplicity Cosmetics. So that's where my brand started. And then I kind of switched it to Every Smile Counts. So it's still Elegant Simplicity Cosmetics, but ESC, that's kind of what I'm gonna stick with. So that's the brand. So ESC Smile, ESC Beauty, just ESC everything. And I love it.
Nice. Are you going to make it a DBA of ESC Beauty?
Yes, I am planning on it. Yeah, we're going to get there.
I should probably be asking these online. No, I get really inspired by, you don't let up. You don't let up, and you go for it. And I wish a lot more people had that drive where it's not going to happen overnight. You know,
No.
take your time to grow, be in your own growth lane. Yeah. And I feel like there's so many pop-up businesses, and then as soon as you know it, they flatten out because they push too far, or not push too far, but they push too hard, and now you're bankrupt. Yeah. So, any questions that you have for me before we wrap up?
No, how's everything going with you with Octane?
Oh Lord! So we just dropped our second flavors in production as we speak. We'll be it'll be out late February, early March. So we wanted to do a complete rebrand, relabel, and all that stuff, just to really make it. It was already shelf ready, but we wanted to give it that extra like shelf readiness. Yes. And get the buyers that we have online ready and get excited for it. We just did a partnership with the football team in Paris, France, which was major for us.
Wow.
And I knew it was going to happen. It was a matter of when, and it couldn't have happened at the perfect time frame. So all glory to God. But yeah, we have a lot going on, and one question that people keep asking me is like, where's Justice Sip? And people still purchase from it. It's still up. It's still alive. I haven't been really putting that much energy into it because it's been taking a lot to get Octane up and running. Yeah. But that's my baby. You know, like ESC. That's your girl. And and she laid the foundation for Octane. You know, that money came from Just a Sip. So she's not going anywhere.
Plus, I feel like you have a strong enough like customer base where you don't really need to, you know, like it's depending.
I feel like I do, and I feel like I don't. I feel like I do, and I feel like I don't. Because kind of like how the beauty industry is, the cosmetics industry, the hair care industry, it's just as saturated. Like, it's like so saturated, which is one of the reasons why I created Octane, is because everyone was coming out with a hair serum. Everyone was coming out with something. And that's what COVID did. It made people like buckle down and realize that our economy is shit and we need other means of income.
Of course.
So, and I jumped in line. I'm like, all right, well, we need to come out with something else. So, yeah. But we're gonna, I am gonna do a rebrand with Just a Sip. Probably change out a few things, lessen some SKUs. And I guess, you know, we'll see. And it'll be this year too. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah. But, I love your hair oil. That's literally what I use.
Thank you. It hurt me when I had to pull out of Walmart, and I pulled out because right in the middle of COVID, a lot of brands lost a lot of money because people were going in trashing the stores and trashing products. And, you know, insurance covers that stuff, but you know, when you're sending pallets of inventory, some of that stuff is unrecoverable. Yeah. And I didn't want to risk that. No, yeah. So that's why we stayed online, but I just completely pulled out. But we got some stuff planned for Just a Sip. We're gonna make a strong return. But tell everyone how they can find you and all of your social handles and things of that nature, and your website. Plug that business.
So you guys can shop ESC Beauty at shopescbeauty.com. We also have Shop ESC Beauty on my Instagram. So you guys can shop through the Instagram as well. And then you can follow me at Capaz, as YCAPAZ. That's going to be where you guys will have access to my podcast, to everything else, everything marketing, and then also shop my brand as well.
Awesome. Yuliany, it's always a pleasure seeing you grow, seeing you thrive, being able to speak with you. I think you got I'll give you my information so you can hit me up. But I'm always here to help. You are definitely an inspiration to me, and I'm sure you are to others as well. And I just can't wait to see what you have in store this year and then on. So
thank
thank you for coming on Brains, Beauty, and Bank.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, my love. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.